Here's a thistle that is in the Asteracy, cousin of artichoke, being actively pollinated by a bumblebee who's collecting nectar from the collection of florets there. And here you can see that Asteracy flower on the thistle. And here's another bumblebee arriving, very popular today. So the nectar rewards of this flower must be good. Still here at Stoneleigh, and there's just a couple things that are so magnificent here that I'm excited to show you. First, I just want to show you an amazing blue flower that's called gentian. And gentian, that's G-E-N-T-I-A-N. This is a blue bottle gentian. It's an alpine flower in a lot of places, something you see way up high in the mountains or in the high latitudes of the north. It's a whole family, the gentian family. I think about Switzerland when I see gentian because I lived there and had gentians up in the Alps. But this is called the bottle gentian, and it's here in a boggy, wet area. But super cool in this bog are the gorgeous pitcher plants, Sarracenia. And pitcher plants, of course, are one of the insectivorous plants. And these are native to, I think of North Carolina, but there are some native pitcher plants here. And you can see that it's got a little lid on it, and then it actually has a long tubular throat. And that's actually lined with hairs, so that if an insect falls down in there or is attracted down by those veins, it can't crawl back out. Here's a little pitcher plant that's down low here, a different species. So it got a tremendous diversity in this little bog of these pitchers. Here's a really nice look, and I want to open one up and just take a look under the lid, and you can see some of the hairs down there that are actually pointed downwards that actually help to keep the insects in, and they fill with water. Some pitcher plants actually end up being the breeding ground for certain aquatics and even frogs that live in them. Here's another. So the cool thing is that these pitcher plants not only can digest insects with enzymes, but they actually take the protein out of those insects. And the reason they eat these insects is as a nutritional supplement. They grow in anoxic bog soils where there's not enough nitrogen. And so by actually digesting insects, that's their nitrogen source, and they're actually getting a supplement. They still photosynthesize and they still flower. They're flowering plants, but they do need insects in the bog to get adequate nitrogen so that they can thrive. And I just want to show you the flower of one and the fruit of one. Here you can see the flowers. This is actually the Sarracenia bloom. It flowered a while ago, so it's already into fruit. And there's another flower out there that's in the pitcher plant. But what a beautiful bog garden of Sarracenia and gentian. I'm out here in the goldenrod, and I just want to show you a really great flower that's got a selective mechanism for pollination. This is a cousin of snapdragons. Its common name is butter and eggs. You can see why. That's really great. It's a closed flower, like gentian is a closed flower, meaning I can't see the reproductive parts of the flower now. And that's because it actually has a trap door. That bright orange lip is actually a lever. It's a lever, and only a pollinator like a honeybee who's heavy enough when it lands on it to get that lip to lower down gets access to the nectar and the anthers. So it's a really wonderful selectivity in a way for that possibility of pollinating. So let me see if I can show you just how we can open that. I'll thread that in here. I'll just park it right here in the goldenrod. And now what I can do for you is show you how it opens. Okay, so if I bring my finger onto this lip, you can see that that lowers it down. And now looking there, I see the anthers, and it closes up again. So lowers here, if it's heavy enough, something lands, a bumblebee or a big enough insect, and that lowers down, and now that provides access to the anthers above and the nectar down below. What a great flower, just like a snapdragon. Butter and eggs, Antirrhinum. This is an Aristolochia in the Aristolochiaceae. One of its common names is birthwort, and another one is Dutchman's pipe. And you can see it's a vine with heart-shaped leaves, but the real standout is the flower. I want you to look at this flower, it's enormous, and tell me, what could pollinate that? This huge, meat-like carnal flower is the Aristolochia gigantea. It's really spectacular. There aren't many flowers like it.